Welcome to the Armchair Pundits Manchester United post-match review show. And I'm your boy Mods. 3 points at Stamford Bridge. How'd you like that? 1, 2, 3. In the bag. Hey, it's been a long time coming, man. It's been a long time coming. United's away day at Stamford Bridge for years has been a horrible place to go. We're searching for Champions League places now, and really, we don't want to be facing teams that have a hoodoo over us when we face them. We really don't. We had Leeds last week. They pipped us to take 3 points, and we needed to go into this game and turn our fortunes. We got 3 points, first time in 6 years. The tail of the tape doesn't tell you that we should have walked away with the 3 points though, I'm not going to lie. So don't let my excitement fool you. I'm not really a stats man because I like the eye test. I prefer it. But I need to give you the stats just for perspective. So yeah, the game did end 1. But Chelsea had 21 shots to United's 4. Chelsea had 3 shots on target to United's 1. Chelsea had no big chances. United had 1. The possession was 60-40. And the XG was 1.5 to Chelsea to United 0.29. So for United to walk away with the 1-0 win away from home, there's no other words or expressions than we were lucky. To be honest, we were lucky. But we were also well-drilled, focused, and we stayed in our bag the entire game. There was some near misses. We're going to go through those now. And there was also some challenges that you'd argue someone like Michael Oliver would probably give. But United were fortunate today. We started out with Luke Shaw and Dalot in the flanks. And those two were going to be facing Esteval and Neto. Luke Shaw's got some pace. Not like he used to, but he's got some pace. So he's going to have his job cut out for him today. But then when we go to the centre-back, with Maguire and Martinez missing, we fell to Mazraoui and Heaven. Now, we've seen Heaven in the central of midfield, centre of our defence, but I haven't seen Mazraoui yet. So I was very concerned. And I think, if you remember rightly, when I done my post-match last week, against Leeds, he was horrible. To the point where he had to get dragged. He had to get dragged. He was horrible. So he's obviously been watching his tapes this week. The coaching staff have got around him and said, listen, you're going to have to do another job for us. You need to wipe the slate clean, forget last week, do what we know you can do. And yeah, he done a lot of that today. He put his body on the line. He put his head on the line. Cucurella's trying to do a bicycle kick in the middle of the box and he's trying to header it out. A couple of blocks. Endo did nutmeg him. I'll touch on that a little bit later. But yeah, he was unbeatable today. He definitely, for me, I can forget last week and just call it one of them days. When I saw Maserati today, he looked like the Maserati that I know. Moving up into the midfield now, we had Casemiro and Mainu. Now, if I'm honest, eye test, something didn't look right with Casemiro today. He didn't look as quick and he didn't look as clinical in certain moments when there was an opportunity for him to win the ball or an opportunity for him to, just stick his foot in. He kind of almost looked like he was holding back. Now, I don't know if he's got the World Cup in his mind with 6 games to go, or 5 games to go, or he's carrying an injury. But either which way, he didn't look himself, but Chelsea still couldn't get around him. Palmer, Endo, Fernandes, and Caicedo, they had a couple of opportunities, but Casemiro stood strong. We go out wide in Mbeumo and Cunha, and down the centre, we had Sesko and Bruno. Cunha and Mbeumo today for me, I think Mbeumo definitely looks like he's still carrying a knock that Carrick spoke about a little while back. And I feel like today probably could have been an opportunity for him to rest. Maybe look at one of the academy boys. When I was speaking to my cousin earlier, he suggested that maybe we should have given Lacey a go. And I couldn't agree more. Every time, the last 2 or 3 times I've seen Lacey play, he's been impressive. So give the young lad an opportunity. Now, I slightly understand that the importance of this game today was to stretch the lead on Chelsea, being that they're sitting in the Europa's position. We win today, we go 10 points beyond them. So we look more and more likely cementing our place in the Champions League's place. But not only that, trying some new people, some new things positionally. Putting Mazraoui central was a risk against someone like Delap, because he is a very strong, forward-thinking striker. He likes to take risks, and he will run you all game. He won't let you have a touch and be able to dribble out. Cunha was doing Cunha things. He had an opportunity earlier on, and that opportunity fell to him from a nice little intricate play with Sesko, Bruno and Dalot on the right-hand side. The ball gets set back to Bruno, and Mbumo's already on his bike with Cucurella out of position. First time hit over the back four, Mbumo's in. 1-2 touches, he's in the box. Instead of going for goal greedily, he sets it back to an on-running Cunha. Cunha's running in from the left-hand side as he does, and he goes to take a touch and then hit it. But the first touch, hospital. The second touch, a tackle. Michael Oliver, no choice, yellow card. It was horrible. Honestly, I saw that, I thought to myself, he could have killed him. Sesko had an all right game today. He wasn't too bad. There's a couple 1v1 opportunities he had to beat his man, and he came out on top, but he didn't get a goal. Neither do I remember him having really any chances, notable chances. He had one outside the box that was blocked. It didn't even go anywhere, but you could see that was a pure strike. So Sanchez would have had to make a save if it was on target. But the man of the match for me today was Bruno again. Amazing. Amazing. Superb. Running all game. Probably got the most touches in the United squad. I'd argue that he was intricate in everything, defensively and offensively. Creating chances, picking up the ball from deep, picking it up behind the striker to little dink passes through the defence. Everything. It fell to him on the right-hand side just towards the end of the first half. He gets the ball. He fights off the likes of Garnacho, who came on for Esteval because Esteval got injured. He fights off Cucurella. He gets it to the byline. He sets it back to Cunha. Cunha doesn't take a touch this time. He hits it first time, top bins past Sanchez. United are 1-0 up. 1-0 up. I would say it was against a run of play because Chelsea were in control and they looked more dominant than we were. But 1-0 up. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. All the celebrations could tell you how much that meant to the boys. They could tell how much was riding on this game today. And going into the break 1-0 up is amazing. Outside of that, it was all Chelsea. I've got to be honest. There was nothing really that stood out for me for United that I thought to myself, we could have gone 2-0 up there. Literally, everything else was from range. But that boy Heaven at the back had the lap in his pocket. The battle was constant from minute one. Lemems, calm, measured. Make sure that everyone knows that he's in control. This is my box. You're not getting nothing in the back of this net here today, bro. Yeah? Not to mention him talking to the crossbar and both his posts, because both of them were touched today. Yeah? I think the posts were touched in the first half. One from Esteval and another one from, I can't remember who now, but another one from another Chelsea player. And then in the second half, they must have touched the header. The lap got a header, hit the crossbar, and another Chelsea player got a header and hit the crossbar within about 5 or 10 minutes of each other. So United were riding their luck, but it was on our side. Everyone stayed focused. No one done anything silly. There was a couple of near misses with challenges on the edge of the box, or Cucurella grabbing his foot like he got fouled in the box. Michael Oliver wave play on. The likes of, I think it was Neto and Cole Palmer had 2 free kicks just outside the United box. Both of those didn't beat the wall. Against the run of play, United got 1 goal up and we just had to defend for our lives. That's now 5 games left to the end of the season. We're on 58 points. Now we've got to look forward. We've got to look forward, man. Let's not talk about the fact that Bruno's got his 18th assist and he's like a couple away from breaking the Premier League record for the most assists in one season. Let's not talk about how amazing that this man has been this season and what he's done to galvanise this squad of players that he's got to bring them to the brink of getting into Champions League and getting back to glory. Let's not mention the fact that United are now 10 points clear of Chelsea and cementing our place in a Champions League race. Yeah? Let's not mention the fact that we're now breaking that 6-year duck at Stamford Bridge and finally taking 3 points back up north with us to Old Trafford. Let's not mention all of that. Let's look to our next game, one game at a time. Brentford, at home. I want to win. Yeah, make sure you click the like button, subscribe, follow us on all our social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and X. And guys, you need to come onto my live. If you haven't been, you need to jump on. I'm usually on live on TikTok, and that's Football Mad Months on TikTok, man. You'll see me there on most of the Man United games. And I do try to catch the other games as well when I get an opportunity. But yeah, it's been an emotional week. From losing to Leeds to now winning at Chelsea and looking forward to Brentford. See you next week. Peace.